The cup of water that saved a life in a quiet desert village, where the sun blazed hot and the wind carried fine dust across the land, lived a young boy named Samir. Life in the village was not easy. Water was precious, so precious that people called it liquid gold. Every drop was treasured. Samir lived with his widowed mother in a small clay house at the edge of the village. His mother always reminded him, "Water is life, my son. Never waste it, and always share it if someone is in need." Samir listened carefully, though he sometimes wondered, how can one small cup of water make a difference? The stranger at the door, one scorching afternoon, when the sun was high in the sky, Samir sat outside their home, fanning himself with a palm leaf. Suddenly, he saw a man staggering toward their house. The man's clothes were torn and dusty, his lips cracked, and his eyes weak. "Water, please, just a little water," the man whispered, nearly collapsing. Without hesitation, Samir ran inside, filled a clay cup with the cool water they had carefully stored, and rushed to the stranger. The man drank slowly, each sip giving him strength. When he finished, he looked at Samir with grateful eyes and said, "You have saved me, child. I had lost my way in the desert. Without this water, I would not have survived." Samir smiled shyly. It was only a cup of water, but the man shook his head. "To you, it was a cup. To me, it was life." The villagers' reaction later that day, Samir told the villagers what had happened. Some frowned. "Water is too scarce to share with strangers," they muttered. "You should be careful. What if he had bad intentions?" But Samir's mother defended him. "We may be poor, but kindness makes us rich. A cup of water given at the right time is worth more than a mountain of gold." Samir thought deeply about her words. The festival and the drought weeks passed, and the drought in the region grew worse. The village wells dried up, and the fields cracked under the sun. People grew worried. How would they survive? Just then, a messenger arrived with a surprising announcement. "The king has sent water supplies for villages suffering from drought. They will arrive tomorrow." The villagers rejoiced. When the king's men finally arrived with wagons of water barrels, everyone rushed to collect their share. But to Samir's surprise, the leader of the convoy was none other than the stranger he had once given water to. A life-changing revelation. The man dismounted his horse, now dressed in fine clothes, and walked straight to Samir's house. He bowed respectfully to Samir's mother and said, "Do you remember me?" Samir's eyes widened. "You're the man who asked for water." The man smiled warmly. "Yes, but I did not tell you who I truly was. I am the king's advisor. When I was lost in the desert, many people turned me away, afraid to share their water. But you, a boy with so little, gave me what I needed most. Because of your kindness, I spoke to the king about your village. These water barrels are here today because of your cup of water." The villagers gasped in astonishment. They realized that the simple act they once questioned had saved the entire village. The celebration of gratitude that evening. The village held a feast with the water they received. Children laughed, families cooked, and the sound of joy echoed through the desert air. Samir sat quietly, watching the people drink and smile. His mother placed her hand on his shoulder. "Do you see, my son? Even a small act of kindness can ripple across the world in ways we cannot imagine." Samir nodded, his heart swelling with pride. "I understand now, Mama. A cup of water can save more than one life. It can save many." The legacy from that day forward. Samir became known as the boy with the cup of water. His stories spread across villages, teaching people the value of kindness, generosity, and never underestimating small acts of good. Whenever someone hesitated to help another, they remembered Samir's cup and reminded themselves, no act of kindness is ever too small. Moral of the story, even the smallest act of kindness, like giving a cup of water, can make a huge difference. True generosity doesn't depend on wealth, but on the heart willing to give.